anti-AI businesses, or better said, AI resilient businesses. I've heard you, and a lot of people are so tired of AI everywhere and everything that has to do with AI. And all they can think of is what are the side businesses that I can do that are AI resilient and have nothing to do with AI tools out there. So here is a series, subscribe. I'm going to be sharing in each video 3 to 5 different business ideas of proven track record that they can make around 10K a month or much more, like some of them are doing, that have nothing to do with AI. And some ideas that I don't know if they're made money, but I've run the calculations and I can show you how you can start and totally has the potential to do so. Let's start with the first one. It's in everybody's YouTube right now. Everybody's talking about it, and it's snail mail. So this is a famous example. She's been in some podcast interviews. It's Hannah, the founder of this, and her husband dedicate themselves to do. If you have not heard about snail mail, it's basically tons of subscriptions that are out there for you to receive a physical letter, like a paper in your mail that you open, and it has cute stuff, and some have stickers, some are handwritten letters from the authors, some have stories, recipes, you name it. I have some ideas I'm going to share about what I would start, which I think would be very, very successful here where I live. Anyways, but this team of two are making around 40K, $40,000 a month. So it's insane. But you can see it says here how many. But she says that on these interviews, they have more than 3,000 subscribers. More than 3.5 million letters emailed. Imagine each of these letters emailed have a cost or revenue creation of around $11, I think, per letter. So she's made 35 million. Anyways, it's insane. This business is huge and it sounds like very small. But yes, you will start. If you started, most likely you'll start something quite small and you'll get 10 something subscribers. She got viral on TikTok after some time doing it because she was explaining this business to her husband, and her husband was like, What is this? Like physically. So this is something a lot of women understand and appreciate, but very few men have understood. But I think there's a lot of potential. But anyways, in this case, she sends specific stories on your email. So you subscribe to like historical letters, like the Camellia Grace letters or whatever, and it tells you like it's like a book basically in letters. But what I had in mind was, okay, this is a great idea, and then I searched up, and there were so many others in the email, like things to do. And I am Mexican, and I live in a different country that has a national dish as Fredag taco. Taco Fredag, they call it. So Friday taco. And I thought, this country loves Mexican or Tex-Mex food. They have made it themselves. What about making a snail mail about recipes, Mexican recipes you can make with the local ingredients that you can find in the grocery store, like chilaquiles, like real chilaquiles with the history of where they come from, how they were made, their nutritional facts, and where do you find the green salsa and the story and whatever, and a little bit of like the Mexicanity behind it, and it's like original. And it's something I would enjoy doing, right? I just have to have in mind like 12 different recipes, whether it's chilaquiles, enchiladas, different type of tacos, different type of salsas. Either it is like pico de gallo, they call like that salad instead of salsa because how it's created. I'll show you an image here. But and I thought this would be great. Every time I make a Mexican dish and I go to a party, they're like, "Oh, this is awesome! How do you make it?" It's very simple to make. They just have to learn how to and a little bit of the story of it. So maybe it would be interesting and attractive. The math goes this way. If I charge around, depending on how I make it, if it's so pretty and you can keep each recipe and maybe something they can build into a recipe holder, like you have to think creatively something you would like to pay for it yourself, you would be willing to. So it would be a kind of expensive. My subscription would be around $20 compared to kroners here. And you would receive your monthly recipe, the history behind it, with the picture and everything that you need to make it, the references, so where you can buy them and everything, and in a card holder that you can just put there all your Mexican recipes. So when it's Friday, you just choose whatever you're gonna make that day, and it looks pretty, and you're contributing to whatever. But so that was my idea, and making the numbers like, okay, I have to have 500 subscribers to make the 10K that we were talking about. If I charge to was 20k. Sorry, if I did 20 math, great that I'm an engineer. I cannot make math right now. Anyways, so that's a very like obvious business. The other one that I got more excited about was doing a snail mail. And I'm sure I'm giving this idea because I don't have the energy right now to put into it, but I would love to do, and this would be completely anonymous and as a secret kind of, to follow on some of the gossip locally that is like the royal family here, not the UK royal family, but here. And some of the business millionaires gossip there, and there's a lot of thing going on, like a lot of things going on here, and make it into like a soap opera-ish kind of like a Mexican soap operas, but like a novel, like a crime novel that includes characters that anybody reading it here would be able to pinpoint on who is it like aiming to be like. But it's all fictional, but it's inspired by real characters. And you would get this monthly letter with like gossips of what's happening, and it's all fictional, but it gives you a little bit of a feeling that you know who they're talking about. I felt that would be like awesome, and it make it fun. And I even bought like I even I got this idea. This is crazy. Look, honestly, I have like a horrible outfit of the day. I have to change. This is my dirty clothes. Anyways, I got this to put the wax. You see the wax on the letters and everything because I got the idea. This is my issue. You've seen my videos before. I got the idea and then I have to do something about it to start it or something. So anyway, snail mail, those are two of my ideas. I might do them. Even if you're looking at them here, I might do them just for fun. I'm sure I'm not going to get to 500 subscribers. I might get to 20 or whatever. I'm just going to mail them to my friends with surprise and see what happens. Or a good technique would be to create these like mails and just like send them anonymously and then say like subscribe here if you want to continue the story, because the first part I started the story, the first part of the story starts with like a crime something scene happening, and then it's like you want to learn more, you have to wait a full month and you have to subscribe to get the rest of the story. But anyways, I would love to do that. That's to be determined if I make it. So idea number 2, damn, this is another one of my favorites. You require only 20 clients a month, 500 a month subscription, and you get the 10K you're looking for. And this is tech support for elderly. But this might be not only for elderly, but like even some millennials need some help. A good friend of us used to, I remember talking about this and saying like, oh, he was in his early 40s or late 30s, and he would be like, I could use that help. We had this idea of like, what would you do like to get help with simple stuff? You don't tech savvy, just being able to figure out how to connect the your phone to the printer, what is wrong with the vacuum cleaner robot that is something not working, why I cannot find my storage whatever on my phone, like little things that accumulate. And if you have your parents living somewhere else that is not like next to you in your house, you're going to realize that they often need you to help them out with this like technical stuff. And sometimes yourself you're too busy or you don't even know and you have to spend some time. There was another like how to connect all the what was the brand, the famous brand for speakers, like anyways, like the speakers of the house to the Wi-Fi so they could connect the music because something disconnected, or change the Wi-Fi password because they have this like code from originally putting them on them, and like just very simple stuff that you can help them with. And if you create a subscription in which you do 1 hour per week, so you've got 20 clients and you do, this would be a 20-hour week kind of job. You got 20 clients, and during the week they can just like write down or sum up all their technical needs, and you come and you visit and then you help them out figuring those things and even teaching them how to solve them and anything. And it's just also company. That's a big thing nobody talks about, how important it is to just have a face-to-face connection. Yes, you could have by phone and they could try to help, but it's like sending someone in person to help them out and to meet them. It's almost like I, as a daughter of my parents, would pay for someone to just basically check on them once a week in person and report it. So this service is something that I think might be even paid not by the parents or by the actual clients, but by the children of the clients that do not live nearby. And I started thinking about that because a friend of mine actually a lunch like caregiving, like you need nurse and everything to caregive like much elderly. And I thought like about this kind of technical, there's people who are not in need of a nurse to take care of them or anything like that, but they would be benefiting for some from someone to help them like fix some technical stuff. Even my mother-in-law, she's super good in tech, she like ahead of stuff, and still she needs us to help her out with some different things. So paying a service as a child for your parents that you know someone's going to go every week and they can ask for help and meet them, it's almost like it's actually cheap and totally worth it, and it's super fulfilling. Like I've done this for free from some of the neighbors and something, and I actually like it. It's like it's not, it's a great idea. And if it grows, hopefully it grows, you start in your neighborhood and it starts growing, and if it grows you start hiring like teenagers or students or whatever, pay them per hour, well, whatever. But it's more like mixing the youth and the figuring out things and training them in a way like you have to, the whole point is be human, be empathetic, because this is AI resilient, because the value of this service is not problem solving. You can have ChatGPT to solve it much easier. It's just helping you, being next to you physically, helping you click the button, showing you, not through a call, but through in person. So I think that's where the value is. And I would be very excited to actually look into it and run it. The last idea for this video, but subscribe because there's many, many more coming, and I have to control myself not to give you all of my ideas right now. But the last one for this video I'm going to share is workshops. But hear me out. It's not just workshops, it's whatever your skill or experience is at. And I'm going to give you some examples based on my crazy experience so you understand how random it can be. It can be on bread making. I'm not a bread expert, but I do sourdough, and I have a starter that I started from scratch 3 years ago. And just creating a workshop and creating an experience and having 10 people who paid for it to spend 2 hours learning about starter, how to start their own, and they're gonna leave not only with like a wine in hand, a very nice setup, a full on maybe bread, or maybe there's not enough time for the bread, or you make it long enough. The workshop is like 5 hours and you already prepared the night before the loaves and everything. So they end up like with a starter and their loaf. Imagine this workshop. You go, you pay for it, you're gonna go there, drink some wine, alcohol-free wine as well, kombucha, and you're gonna learn about the benefits and how to make sourdough bread, types of bread you can make. You're gonna be while you're learning, you're gonna be doing it with your hands and everything, and you're going to leave that workshop with your starter to take home and to make your own bread later on, and with your loaf of bread. So you're paying for like product and experience. So that's just one workshop, an example, right? But you can make it about breathing, about controlling your nervous system. I have this autonomy. I had to learn how to control my parasympathetic system whenever I feel anxious for no reason, and like I'm about to pass out, whatever, and I need to learn that. Hypnosis. There's like, anyways, there's a lot of details. I don't want to go into it, but just manifestation. I've seen workshops about that. It's just like any excuse that you have to put people together. Oh, finance. I'm not a financial advisor, so legally I'm not able to give financial advice, but I have a lot of experience with like personal finances, and I've worked with different fintechs, and I know the like basic rules, and I have very good close friends of mine who are very professionals that are very successful and everything, and they're like, dude, I have no idea how to do my finances, where to invest, and how to pay my taxes. Tax workshop, literally a workshop to how to pay your taxes if you're a freelancer, or if you should own a business, if you have equity on the business, on the company you work at, or like basic stuff that nobody teaches you in school, or if they did, you didn't pay attention. But it's very useful. As I said, good friends of mine who are very successful are like asking me for this like just in-person talk workshop. They could solve all of this just by asking ChatGPT or Claude or whatever. In 2 seconds they can solve it, and still they want an in-person, someone that understands their context. Even though they could put all their context into an AI and solve it, they prefer to have it in person, one-on-one, by a human. So this is value. If you put out there a workshop for, I don't know, female entrepreneurs or female employees, I could do it here, like immigrants in Norway, doing this learn about your finances and how to invest. Is it a good idea here to buy, to get a loan or not, and blah, 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 to buy your house or an apartment, and that, what is all these little like tips and tricks that you can do a disclaimer in the beginning saying this is not financial advice, this is just a workshop for fun or whatever, to protect yourself. But these are the kind of things that you can do all the time. And if they're good enough and you do give a good experience, these clients are going to refer you to more clients or are going to come back for a different level of workshop, etc. How to use AI into your everyday to improve your day or whatever. Um, um, you name it. There's like jewelry workshops, how to make your own jewelry, perfume workshops. There are workshops about your emotions, how to talk to women. It can be for male workshops, how to flirt. Like you, I'm just giving you random ideas so you understand how much opportunity there is in whatever your skill and experience is. You can make a workshop out of it. And there is such thirst in the markets right now because, like you, everybody else is fed up with AI. AI tech solutions and AI by the phone. It talks to you and it speaks like a person. Oh, AI in your I'm fed up with AI. I want a person. I want an experience. And the whole point about workshops is make it an experience for the participants. And that is what they're paying for. It's not about the knowledge you're giving. It's about the experience you're having by interacting with another human. So that is that. And that links to another business idea that looks like fancy and like requires a lot of money and risk, but there is a way to do it without actually risking money up front. And I'll let you know in the next video. So make sure to subscribe. And I'm so excited. I want to make all these businesses myself now. Damn, I have a business to run.